Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Jeremy Clarkson stood at the edge of a barley field, his muddy boots planted firmly in the thick Oxfordshire soil, a half-eaten bacon sandwich clutched in one hand, and an expression of absolute despair plastered across his wind-beaten face. "This," he muttered, gesturing to the chaos unfolding around him, "is what a spiral of despair looks like." Behind him, a rogue sheep, known affectionately as Colin the Menace, was aggressively chewing the tarpaulin off a vintage Land Rover. In the distance, the tractor was stuck again, half submerged in a puddle the size of Lake Windermere. And the farm shop, Diddley Squat's pride and joy, had just been declared aesthetic pollution by the local council. Jeremy sighed, dragging a hand down his face. "It was supposed to be a bit of fun," he said aloud to no one in particular. "Grow some crops, bottle some chili jam, sell a few sausages. Instead, I've created a rural version of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome." It hadn't always been this way. When Jeremy first bought Diddley Squat Farm, he imagined it would be a peaceful retreat from the madness of television, a place where he could wear tweed without irony and talk to cows without judgment. But nature, it turns out, had other plans, and they weren't scripted. "Farming," Jeremy had once declared confidently, "can't be that hard." 3 days later, he was covered in chicken droppings, had lost a battle with a stubborn gate, and accidentally insulted a herd of cows by playing heavy metal at full volume during milking time. But he pushed on. He bought the biggest, most ridiculous Lamborghini tractor money could buy, because of course he did, and attempted to plant crops with all the grace of a drunken giraffe on roller skates. The results were mixed. "It's not that I don't know what I'm doing," Jeremy often said defensively. "It's that the land doesn't know what I'm doing." The latest disaster came in the form of a government inspector named Trevor, a humorless man with a clipboard. Trevor had turned up unannounced and taken issue with everything from the size of the signage to the inappropriate vibes of the cowshed, whatever that meant. "There are rules, Mr. Clarkson," Trevor had sniffed. "Yes, and I've broken most of them. What's your point?" After a heated exchange involving a chainsaw, a frightened chicken, and a very unfortunate pun about crop rotation, Trevor had stormed off in a rage, vowing to review the farm's entire operating license. Jeremy poured himself a whiskey that night and stared out the window as a storm rolled in, rain pelting the tin roof like angry marbles. "Maybe I'm in over my head," he admitted to Caleb, his young and ever-exasperated farmhand. Caleb, wise beyond his years and infinitely more competent than his boss, shrugged. "You think?" But amid the manure-soaked madness, something remarkable had happened. The farm had taken on a life of its own. The locals still grumbled, the council still threatened, and the sheep were still hell-bent on destruction. But the people came, by the hundreds. They came for the food, for the laughter, for the honesty of it all. Diddley Squat Farm was messy, unpredictable, and wholly unprofessional, but it was real. It had character, like Jeremy himself, flawed, loud, but impossible to ignore. And maybe, just maybe, that was the point. One morning, standing on a hay bale and sipping weak coffee, Jeremy looked out over the land with a reluctant smile. "Yes, it's a spiral of despair," he muttered, "but it's my spiral." He raised his mug to the rising sun, and somewhere in the distance, a chicken exploded out of a grain silo. "Let's get to work."